Welcome to Trailside Chats. It's the first of 2018. My name's Tim Winegard and I'm here with my colleague Robin Tapley, and we're here to talk a bit about what wildlife are up to in winter and how their habits and habitat changes from season to season.
Well, in winter is a great time to be out. One of the things in Algonquin in the winter is it's not near as busy as it is in the summer. So it makes it a really special place to be, not only to look for wildlife, but just to be out and experience another season.
Yeah. So we thought we'd talk about moose, being one of the premier species for people to see here in Algonquin. People typically see them down in the waterways of the park throughout the summer months. What brings them down there is often the carbohydrate-rich tubers of plants like fragrant water lily and bull lily, as well as the salt-rich leaves of emergent or submergent plants like water shield.
That's the prime food source during that time. And when we look and start to study wildlife, one of the things that you're gonna find out is that their diets seasonally change with habitat, and that's exactly what happens with the moose in the wintertime.
Yeah, so moose, which was originally translated into English to mean twig eater, it gives you a pretty good idea of what they're actually up to this time of year. This region we're walking through here is pretty predominant hemlock and balsam fir and spruce, and these are all plants that the moose may be eating this time of year.
Yeah, and here's an example of some old browse. We can see where they've been eating off on this, and by just panning around, you can see that we're in the forest. We're in a bush area right now. There's a ridge just in front of you right now. There's a ridge area that's there. The ridges prominently in this spot are dominated by the hemlock forest, which creates a great canopy which blocks the snow from basically a lot of the snow from being on the ground.
Yeah, so moose are found in these ridge environments not only because the lower snowpack, but because they do forage on those hemlock and balsam fir trees found in these areas. They're also using the ridges as a prime bedding ground because they have a large visual perspective of the landscape in front of them, and if the ridge orientation permits, they'll sit with the wind at their back so they can keep their nose to the wind for any predators that may be approaching from behind.
And that's when we come out, one of the things that we do is when we find a ridge line, we use our binoculars from a distance and we just study the area right on the top of the ridge, because if there's a moose that's bedded down, that's where they're going to be, and they're going to be looking down over the bank, and if we're successful, that'll give us an opportunity to see them in that specific spot.
Yeah, so again, something important when you're going out looking for this wildlife is to keep wind direction almost at the forefront of your attention, especially for something like moose that's really using its nose to get a better sense of what's around it and where it's going.
Tim, that's actually true. And what we're going to be doing in some later series is really getting down and showing some examples of tracks, showing the behavioral characteristics of the track based on our presence, wind direction, and working a lot helping people understand what exactly is going on just by reading the tracks and signs that nature leaves behind.
Yeah, so we hope you stay tuned in 2018, and there's a lot more exciting footage to come.
Yeah, we're looking forward to sharing it all.
Alrighty, thanks guys.